Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. I want to do a video share out today on the new addition to the Primepire. This is the Prime 1 Studios 1/3 scale Batman versus Joker Dragon. This is from the Dark Knights collection. One of the first Dark Knight metal statues that they actually announced but was delayed through production, significantly delayed, not just COVID delayed, but I think they had a hard time making this thing. They found that out in the factory, so it was very much delayed, probably a good year, maybe more. But is finally shipping. I got mine direct from Prime 1 Studio, economy shipping, so a couple months on the water. Just landed here today. This is the deluxe version. Goes about $17.50. And depending on where you live with shipping and taxes, you're going to be a couple grand into this thing. Again, 1/3 scale dio. So large, about 34.5 inches tall, 32, 33, 34 inches wide. It sort of depends. And about 23 inches deep. So point being, you're going to need a good 3-foot wide space, 3 foot tall at least, sort of minimum space. To get this thing on display. It is a big, beautiful piece. So let me just jump in. I will say, if you want to see the unboxing, check out my Instagram, same handle, Dan 14th Prime. This guy comes in, typical 2 big boxes, like 122 pounds shipping weight. The statue itself is, I think, like 92 pounds, so it's massive. And I will say, unboxing this thing, like I haven't unboxed a statue like this where you could just tell, taking the pieces out of the box, that this was going to be an epic statue. So again, on my Instagram, same handle, Dan 14th Prime, and it'll be saved down into my profile. I think what makes this statue so cool is just you get the sheer size and scale. Never mind, just very cool art direction concept like that from the Snyder Capullo, Dark Knights metal inspired line. But then you get amazing detail on this Batman, sort of knighted up type style look. Just phenomenal, intricate details through all of this, and all kind of bat inspired. So cool. The battle scene, obviously, the Dio, the Joker Dragon is massive and colorful and just super gnarly. So yeah, this statue really ticks a lot of boxes. Probably, I would say, like the best comic book based statue that I've seen. It is just so good because it just gets that extra level of detail and sculpt that we don't typically see for comic books. So it's very, very cool. I'll try to give you a bit of an organized tour here, but this is the base. Just sort of like a big rock structure. Some sort of kind of bat inspired, almost window lookings or insignias down there, kind of all crumpled and broken up. But the base is really nothing much other than something to hold this thing down. It's heavy, and just give the Joker Dragon really something to wrap around, because that's really what makes most of what you might think of as the base. It's coming through here, the Joker Dragon tail, dark purple on top, white, kind of a lighter purple underneath. Then you see these things here, almost like gill looking things. He's got these battle damage marks on him. What's going on with the fight? It's got like these horn kind of things. Of course, the green flowing hair. Well, he really wraps around and makes the big piece of the base. And he is massive. Like, there's my hand, right? This thing is huge. The two-tone purple just looks beautiful. And green down here at the end. Again, if you check out, just find all this battle damage. My Instagram, you'll see that like this is all one big piece. Kind of pegs like here and here. Put the head on, hair on. Then you come around here. This whole tail section also becomes one big piece. And the base has sort of the foot wrap around Batman kind of mounted in there. Batman pegs in here, sort of just sets his foot right there. So this Joker Dragon, if you were to unwrap him, at least 5 foot long, I would say. Just all coiled up in there, just absolutely massive. Again, here with the face, kind of a wet look they got going on across some of the face, across some of these kind of gill looking parts, I guess. They sort of gloss some of that up. The teeth and mouth, just awesome. Get the tongue in there. The eyes. So that is really freaking cool. So yeah, that is the Joker Dragon. Then we come to Batman, a big 1/3 scale. This whole knight armor thing, just look at the detail. You've got this faux fur, kind of like dark, it's like blue, purplish, sort of shaded armor. All the little rivets in it, again, bat inspired, knee plate there. This, something firm, something sculpted. Don't know if it's polystone, plastic, what have you. Got all his utility belt here, again, faux fur, bottles, belts, clips. You'll see different packs and stuff around his belt. You can see he's kind of got like the bat suit on, some leather wrap, some armor. You'll see as well, you can see kind of on the knee, spots of like chainmail. Really cool. There's more faux fur. But the detail on this is absolutely beautiful. There's, you see more of these like packs and stuff like this around the utility belt. Coming into the chest, this is the DX plate. Just get a bigger, kind of more traditional, I guess I'd say, looking bat insignia, all kinds of beautiful detailing through there. Very cool through the core. You can see underneath, again, kind of some leather look. Some more of that chainmail that I mentioned. Straps and stuff going on, detailed in. This portrait, which is the kind of old man, bearded, most medieval kind of looking portrait. It's a deluxe portrait. Really, really awesome. These portraits, like the cowls and everything, just phenomenal. All of that detail. Look up through this arm, see the underlying chainmail. Again, all this faux fur. And then like this axe. And check out, even the axe has got a little bat insignia there, bloodied up. Really cool. Big faux fur thing here on the cape. The cape's, fabric. Has this like chain. It just kind of hangs, or semi-magnetizes, semi-hangs there. I'll explain it a bit later. And then this left arm, two AAAs go in there. Again, big, beautiful arm. Check out kind of the gauntlets, the bat, sort of edges on it. And this comes down to the torch, which is, again, the DX piece. There's a butt in. You sort of feel like this plasticky butt on the bottom side. LED. So the hand and the torch goes on separate, but again, the batteries are in there. So they just sort of make the connection somehow. So you can just have it on. Press it again, and it will pulse. It's like this slow pulse you can see. And then, of course, pressing it again just turns it off. So that is very cool as well. Just kind of come around the back side here. Other side of that Joker Dragon face. Just epic. So cool. Looks really good. Again, his underbelly under there. Battle damage and stuff. Looks really good. The other side of Batman's leg you can see. And just more of that faux fur, leather, chainmail, straps, buckles. All that stuff. And up through the back. Really cool. And then this is the cape. I haven't done much with this. I was just sort of playing with it, actually. So it's a little goofy right now. Wires in it. You can pose it around a bit. I haven't done much with it just yet. It's really good. It's heavy. It's thick. It's black on the outside, red on the inside. So it's a couple pieces of material there. Really weathered well on the bottom. It's all tattered and dirty. So this works really well. Don't mind that at all. Couldn't imagine if they would have sculpted something there that it would look any better, especially with the faux fur thing going on. Looks really great. So let me just show you some of these swap outs here, right? So again, DX chest plate, normal chest plate. DX ES is 600. The normal is only 200. So actually most people, based off POs, they made mostly DX. So it's only 800 total of this, which is relatively low, I think, in the grand scheme of Prime 1 ESs nowadays, which sometimes go a couple thousand on some of the really popular Batman pieces. This is also a DX head, kind of a more just younger Bruce. An awesome chainmail. You see all the bat. Everything's just bat. Bat inspired on the back, all the way across the top. Cowl. And he's got a little bit of a snarl going on. The white eyes. Just beautiful. And then this one, I'm sorry, this is DX. The other one I just showed you would be the normal. So this and this head, these are the two DX heads. So you get this screaming, really well detailed all the way into the mouth. You can see everything inside the mouth looks exactly how it should. And again, just this cowl. The paint's phenomenal. It's like this purple, black, maybe a little blue in there. I don't know. With the armor, it's just so cool. Just the way the light hits that. It's a really cool head there. And then lastly with the DX, you would get an open hand here. If you'd rather just sort of have something simpler there, taking up less space. It does make him a little bit wider, you know, the torch. Or the normal would be the axe, the other axe. So he can basically be wielding two axes on the normal version. And there's these axes, again, just really cool, bloodied up. Bat emblem. So phenomenal. So this piece, I think, just like the design, the presence it commands, the sculpted detail, the paint, it just checks so many boxes. It's definitely towards the top. Like I said, probably one of the best comic-based statues I've ever seen. Probably, you know, new favorite in my collection. I mean, it's always like the new piece, right? You watch all these YouTube videos, the new piece is always someone's favorite, but not always the case with me. But I would say this time probably is the case. This is an amazing statue. Really unique, but comic book inspired. You know, if you've read Dark Knight's Metal, Snyder Capullo, I mean, that tandem does it about as well as any that's been doing it for Batman. So very cool. And last thing I want to share is probably just like a couple, I guess I'll call quality points, or just call outs. Nothing alarming, but just to sort of share what I've been experiencing. So the Batman, again, he pegs in kind of here. His boot's like part of the base, and the leg just sort of pegs in at the calf. This foot just sits over here. Probably really tough to see. I can't really get the angle with the tail being here, but slight rise, slight gap there where it's not all the way down. Maybe it's now. Maybe gravity's getting to it, and maybe the toe is starting to touch a little bit, but definitely not firmly flat, but I would say better than it was yesterday, actually. This long tail section, which goes from like here, it's the last piece, you know, it's the final stretch of the tail. Big magnet up here and a peg here into the base. Got like a 1/2 inch gap on that peg still. Doesn't seem to be impacting. Everything seems to connect well. But I think this piece has some pliability to it, which is surprising to me because it's large and it just feels like regular sculpted polystone. But it must not be, because the instructions say if you need to, you can kind of hair dryer it a little bit, warm it up. A little bit of pliability is supposed to be into it. So maybe I'll mess with that a bit more. But like I said, it seems to be in enough, but it's a really heavy duty steel peg. And again, about a 1/2 inch of it just isn't all the way in for me right there yet. Has to do more with like the angle, because it goes like this. So just getting those angles right to go flush and flush there. Not quite perfect for me just yet. So the cape, not really a quality issue, but just so folks know, it's sort of odd. There's like this black string that comes off the cape and it wraps around this inside piece. There's even a little groove in there where it kind of wants the string to sort of set in. I think that helps you space the cape appropriately, but it's really hard to sort of keep that string on there and get that pegged in. So that's just sort of like a hassle thing. I don't think it's critical to the piece staying together at all, but it just helps some of the spacing. You can actually see that black string right there. It's super, super tiny. So there's that. And then I find with just all this going on up here, and, you know, this connecting with the string, with the chain, the cape piece, which is part of the chain, this shoulder piece, just watch the head insertion there. Sometimes there can be a lot of pressure here, stuff here that can loosen the head. So just getting the head to fit in nice. It's just a watch out, because there's just so much going on up here with this raised arm. It can kind of push this way on it. Not a lot of room up there for the head to key in. So watch out for that. Then last thing here for me around back is the cape. It's again very cool, tattered bottom, dirty. I've got several spots where the wires just like poked out through. Usually not a big deal. You kind of put them back. I can't get them like go back and stay back though. I think because the finish of the cape is just so worn and tattered. You know, there's nothing really there to hold it. So might contact Prime One about that one, since it would be an easy thing to just send another cape, and might not be a bad idea to have just a spare cape anyway with the way this is down here and that black string thing. So that's really probably the only significant issue that I have with the statue, which really isn't even that significant. So that's what I know, guys. Just awesome. Just awesome statue. So happy I picked it up. I know it's been waitlisted and selling out a lot of places. If you're thinking about this, I think there's some places still out there that have it. Definitely get your order in. I think once it starts to land, people see this in hand, the reviews start to go up, people will pull the trigger on it, as they should. I know in terms of the Dark Knight's metal line, obviously Batman Who Laughs is sort of a grail piece. This has got to be one too. I think this is going to be sort of that level of desirability out of this whole Dark Knight's metal line when I see what they've released so far. So very, very cool. Super happy to have it. Again, epic piece. More details, unboxing, stuff like that on Instagram. Same handle, Dan14 Prime. Thanks for checking out the video. See you next time.